Hi everyone, this is Megan Richardson responding to the discussion board. I'll start off with what I found and what was interesting. I think the part that I found to be really interesting and just relevant for all of us was the concerns with the new DSM-5. There just seems to be so many really valid and pretty big concerns with this new edition of the DSM that it kind of makes me wonder, with so many people voicing their opinions about, negative about the DSM-5, is how it is gone to print. And I think that what is probably the most interesting and just the most relevant is the lowering of the diagnostic thresholds. I just think that we're such an over medicated population as it is. If there's something wrong, you take a pill for it, and that's just kind of like our cure-all for everything. And obviously, with the ADHD, I think that gets diagnosed way too often and is highly overly, prescribed, like medication for ADHD for those that might just have like a different learning style that makes them appear to be like a disruption in the class. And I'm not saying that that I don't believe in this diagnosis or that I don't think that it has its place and that I don't think that medicine has its place. Just think that it's just overly diagnosed. And with this lowering of the diagnostic threshold, obviously it's just going to make the problem worse. And definitely the generalized anxiety disorder, just from my perspective, being totally honest, I know personally too many people that have all of these different benzodiazepine prescriptions, and I've seen a lot of people abuse and misuse them. And I think that a lot of these medications are getting into the wrong hands. People that do not need these diagnoses and don't need these medications. And again, with the lowering of the diagnostic threshold, it's just gonna continue to get worse. And I really think that is a serious issue, and not to mention like the stigma. Although I think some will go and gladly take the stigma if they walk out with the prescription. And that's just a really big concern for me. But for those that are not looking for the medications, obviously I don't think it's right for anyone to have a misdiagnosis and carry around the stigma that comes with it, especially if they don't even have this. Another part that I found interesting was the difference in the diagnostic criteria for PTSD. I part of that I kind of liked. I felt like it took away from PTSD being just like a something related to the military diagnosis. That it can be like any kind of trauma. Just working with the youth that I have at Coastal Horizons, I've personally seen youth that have been diagnosed with PTSD, but obviously none of their trauma is related to military. So I think that that was actually like a positive with the change in diagnostic criteria for that. And let's see. What should we be paying attention to, and who should be involved in the process of creating this? It did make mention on the website about how like the research was a bit limited, or a bit maybe a bit biased. It didn't say that per se, but that is the that's like the gist. That's what I took away from it. So I just think that if enough practicing licensed counselors throughout the country are having some serious concerns, I think that I think that we should all be a part of the process of creating the new DSM, and that any concerns or anything that these counselors have to share should really be taken seriously, because obviously, we're all those that work in clinical setting are working with this like day in and day out. So, yeah, those are my opinions, and I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say.